Welcome back to On Base Live in your Bleacher Report app. I am Mookie Betts, and today we have Mr. Tristan McKenzie. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. You got your nickname is like Dr. Sticks.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Dang, first question out of the gate.
First question, Dr. Sticks.
And I got that from my friend Todd Isaacs. I was just with him the other day, and he was getting on my nerves. And I told him I was coming on here, and I was like, they're probably going to ask me about it. I'm not name dropping you because you're getting on my nerves.
And the first thing you did was name drop him.
I had to. That's my guy. He gave it to me early on in my baseball career. I've always been skinny. Yeah. And growing up, my nickname was Doc because I wanted to be a doctor. I was kind of smart. And he just kind of threw the two together. And it just stick. I made it my name on PlayStation. I made it my name for pretty much everything.
So what kind of doctor did you want to be?
I wanted to be a heart surgeon.
A heart surgeon?
Yeah.
So you know how long you would have had to be in school for that?
Still.
And you was ready to do what? So where the doctor come? Were your parents folks doctors? Where did this doctor thing come from?
So I mean, both my parents are in the medical field. Both my parents are PTAs, but I don't know. I just always enjoyed helping people, and I always wanted to be involved in medicine in some way. And I figured the best way to do it would be to start at the source and start at the heart. And
yeah, I mean, so you said you're kind of smart. Like you gotta be real smart for that, though. Like, so do you think you were smart enough? You could have made it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think if it's something I'm passionate about, I'm gonna go get it. So
you're gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to Tristan for fixing the people, man. Real quick, there was a weather out in LA was rough. So hopefully everybody's okay out there. It rained a whole lot. To me, it was just like a big rainstorm. Maybe because I've been in Florida, and you see all the hurricanes that kind of come through there. So, but hopefully everybody's doing all right. We lost some power too, man.
I saw the picture of Dodger Stadium. It was
crazy.
Yeah,
Dodger Stadium. The picture of that, it was crazy. I wonder if it was real though. I don't know, because the next day it was perfect, and it was still raining. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Doesn't matter. I'm just glad everybody's doing all right.
Agreed.
So we're gonna play this game called On Base, Off Base, bro. So whether you're in or out, you've kind of seen this show, so you know what this means. So what about, are you on base or off base on having a baby named after you?
I'm on base. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, there was a situation. I don't know did you ever see the situation I kind of put out? That situation, man, it was kind of crazy. I'll take you guys through it. I did in the video already, but it was weird, man. This guy who was just yelling at me, and he wasn't like being annoying or anything. He was just yelling, and he actually wasn't even really yelling. He was just talking loud, And he just said, I'll name my baby after you. And I think he said it twice, and I don't know what made me want to say something to him, but I just told him, nah, man. And he said a little girl. So that's when I was like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And he stuck to it, man. Shout out to Mr. Giuseppe. I really like his name too, Giuseppe.
That's a sick name. But I mean, I think it's off base for you because it's kind of a weird situation. But I think just the idea of it and like him wanting to do it, and then you kind of pulling through on hitting the home run, and then him going through with it. I think that's so on base. I think
it was like the coolest coincidence of all time. Yeah. But it was cool. It was good, and have a goddaughter or whatever she is. I don't know is that what it would be, a goddaughter? I don't know how the family tree would work in this situation, since I was kind of, thrown in there. But, we'll do what we got to do, right? Take care of the kids. All right. What about taking your gaming setup on the road?
On base. On base.
What are you a PC guy, PS4 guy, PS5 guy? Xbox? What are we talking about?
So I haven't had my PlayStation with me in a minute, but I play on my laptop, and I know you're a big Apex guy. So
yeah, Apex. Yeah, you're an Apex guy too, right?
Yeah.
What are your top 3 games that you play?
Apex, and maybe MLB The Show.
Oh, you play the show too. So both Apexes and then the show.
Yeah.
So those are the only 2 games you play. And you play the show on PC as well? Oh, you said you play on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So when you go, do you have guys that you play with, or you just kind of get on there solo?
I mean, honestly, I usually play solo. When I'm playing the show, I'll play Road to the Show, I'll play Diamond Dynasty, and then when I'm on Apex, I'm running pubs a lot. If I'm with my friends, I'll play some ranked.
Yeah.
I used to run solo ranked, but I don't really like this new season.
Yeah, it's rough. So tell me about the show. Like, are you in like a league or anything?
No, nothing like that. I mean, I think I played the show more just for fun.
Okay.
Especially like sometimes it helps me get locked in on like the strike zone or like how I want to throw pitches. Sometimes if I'm bored and like I want to face the Tigers or I want to face a lineup that we play like pretty consistently, I'll like go through it and just figure out how to attack guys.
Does that tell you anything using the show?
Sometimes it's not like super accurate all the time, but I think it'll give me sometimes a general like gist of like certain hitters that maybe I shouldn't throw a sinker into or whatever pitches I have on the game.
So it's the third inning, and 5, 6, 7's rolling around. Do you say in your head, all right, I started this guy off with a fastball away, so I'm going to do it here in real life? Like, do you use the show as your scouting report during the game for real?
So I'd say, let's say I got a strikeout early in the game with like a heater.
On the show?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd be like, maybe that's something I try in game if I'm ahead in the count and I have an opportunity to kind of like figure some stuff out. And maybe it's a pitch that I may not use normally, or maybe it's not something that I would do normally. If I have the opportunity to do it and it's worked, I might do it.
I don't even know what to think about that.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be practicing.
So, oh man, I need the show to change my rankings on there so we can give him a scouting report. Okay, what about penciled painted bats, on base or off base on pencil painted bats?
I think it's kind of on base. It looks cool.
I did. You see Bryson's bat?
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. So they got to use whatever bat they wanted for that game, and it seems cool. I haven't ever been there during the Little League World Series. Have you gotten to go?
So we played the Angels there in 21.
Tell me about it. How is it? So what goes on? I know you're riding down it's not a slide. I guess it's
a hill. It's a little hill, yeah.
And you got the cardboard and everything, but
didn't-
cardboard you probably had to get.
I did not go down the hill.
Or something.
It started raining, and the grass was slick, but like still a little sticky. And I tried to go down and almost tumbled, and I said, "Yeah, that's it for me."
Okay, so what else did you get to do?
I think the biggest thing was just interacting with the kids. The energy there is insane. I mean, because I think even as professional baseball players, we kind of watch a little bit of the Little League World Series because you see a lot of those kids. So just being a part of that, because I never played in it, so being a part of that and being able to like witness it like firsthand was super, super cool. The stadium's super dope. And then the kids were just having a ton of fun just being able to see professional baseball players. So it made me feel good to know that like even though that was my rookie year, that they knew me, and then I got to kind of be a fanboy of Shohei and Mike Trout, and there were some other guys there.
Yeah. Did they share pins? You know how the pins that the towels? Did they give pins or anything like of that nature?
I don't think they did pins there.
Didn't do pins.
I don't think
so.
so.
Where do they stay? Do they stay like a hotel?
I don't even know.
Oh, so you didn't? You just
It was literally we showed up to the field, and they had there was multiple fields there, so we got to like walk around and interact with some of the kids. But a lot of it was like based in like the barracks where we were. So
okay. And it was really nice. The facilities and everything is really nice. I mean, it looks super dope. I've never seen it. And just figured.
No, it was super nice.
Okay, let me ask you this. Switching gears. Ice cream. Are you in or out on ice cream?
I'm out.
How?
It's just not for me. I'm off base.
You lactose?
I think so. Maybe a little bit. I don't think so.
Is that what? Or you just don't like the taste of it? What are we talking? Because you're the first person in America that don't like ice cream. It's ice cream.
So I'm not actually lactose, but when I was in elementary school, I didn't like milk. And I used to tell them, like, I'm lactose intolerant, so they wouldn't give me milk. And pretty much from, like, I had a bad experience with milk when I was, like, real little. And then from that day, I was like, I'm off everything. No milk.
What is a bad experience with milk? Because the only thing is you drink it and you put it in cereal.
I drank it and I threw up. I don't know if I drank too much. I don't know if they gave me something I didn't like, but I threw it up. And I was just like, yeah, I never want to touch that stuff again.
And you know it goes in ice cream.
And at that point, I was just like, I didn't want anything to do with it. So no milk, no eggs, no cheese, but I still like eating pizza and like other stuff.
Okay, so you're not all the way out
I'm not all the way out,
on
but
milk, but you're
ice
all the way
cream,
on ice cream.
I'm out.
Okay. Shaking my head. All right, what about Major League? Major League is the best baseball movie. You're in or out on base or off base on that?
Off base for me.
What would be your favorite baseball movie?
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Sandlot's like my all-time fave. Something about the 4th of July scene and being a kid and enjoying the game of baseball for like the very basics of it it really hits home to me.
So, how many times have you seen Sandlot? A lot of times.
A couple of times. I wouldn't put it over 10.
Okay. I mean, have you really seen Major League? Like, gotten to really see it?
I think it's a very good movie.
Isn't it based out of here?
Yes.
Have you been to the field?
No, I have not. But I'm pretty sure our first base coach, or our third base coach, Mike Sarbaugh, was in Major League or Major League 2.
He was in the movie.
He was in 1.
He was in 1.
Yeah, I don't remember where he was at in the movie, but
And it's not your favorite movie, man.
me and Sarb were close though. But it's not my favorite movie.
All right. Okay, so let's switch gears, bro. So you've been hurt for a little bit. How is everything coming along?
I mean, I've been feeling good. We're getting closer and closer. Hopefully, I can throw in some games by the end of the year. Being optimistic about that. And I mean, it's tough not being on the field, but just being able to be in the clubhouse in any capacity.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Guys.
What do you do? Like, I mean, because you go in, do your rehab or whatever, and then after that, kind of what do you do? Just hang out?
Yeah, I mean, it's for me. Once I'm done with my rehab, it's like I'm a part of the clubhouse again. I get to play cards, play Mario Kart with Jose, shoot basketball, be the biggest cheerleader I can be. I mean, I think for me, being able to affect the game, especially as a starting pitcher, I'm not able to go out there and throw every day.
Right. So
when I'm not able to play, it's hard for me to not be locked in, but it's also easy for me to just be like, this is what I have to do anyway.
So do you feel like that is a very important piece that teams need?
Yeah, I mean, I think it not gets overlooked, but I think sometimes you're not able to affect the game how you want to all the time. So I think being able to be consistent with your energy, at least when you're not playing, is huge to not only yourself, but to guys around you, because they know they can kind of rely on you in that regard.
Yeah, I think so too. Playing every day and then having the starters that aren't playing, making sure they're in there and they're cheering and whatnot. Because the game kind of, we play so many, and so sometimes the energy starts from you guys. So kudos to you for doing your part.
Thank you.
Especially being a younger guy, and that could be, like you said, overlooked a lot. And so that's super important. What about and what's been the hardest part so far about going through the rehab, other than not playing? Right.
Not playing.
That's it.
I mean, I think mentally trying to take a step back from the game is the hardest thing. Just because I feel like you want to be involved in so many ways, but like being able to like take the step back and be like, this is where I have to be where my feet are. I think a lot of times when you're playing, you're able to be like, I'll get them tomorrow. I'll think about what next month looks like, what's the All-Star break looks like, what the end of the season looks like, where are we at? Are we 2 games back? Are we ahead?
Yep.
You're able to like look kind of ahead, and I think rehab forces you to be like, I'm here for this game. I'm here for my rehab today. And it just kind of puts you in a place where like you have to be present.
Yeah, and that's. I remember I got getting hurt, and you really maybe the other perspective is because I play every day, and so it's good to kind of take that step back and just kind of enjoy it for a little bit and enjoy, because to your point, like, we are always looking to tomorrow, and when you're hurt, it's like I just want to get out there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a different perspective, but for you, it's like you play every 5th day, and then. So you could be like, I want to get out there some more. And so, my perspective was, I'm trying to sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sit down somewhere.
I mean, understood.
But it is what it is. It's different perspectives, but both of them, we want to play. So let me ask you this, bro. You tweeted out something about a Rolex and Stroman. Tell me about that situation. Oh, is that it right here? That's it right there. Tell me about that situation. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, and you're right-handed.
Yes.
And you wear your watch on your right hand.
After my second injury, I'm dedicated to becoming left-handed. And I also heard you're supposed to wear it on this wrist because of how it's set up. So I've been wearing it on my right wrist.
Before we find out about the situation, how you just say you're gonna dedicate yourself to becoming left-handed? Like how is that? How is that gonna happen?
It's not super easy, but I've been like focusing on like trying to eat left-handed.
Yep.
And when I was little, I think I'm like kind of ambidextrous. When I was little, I used to shoot left-handed basketball, so it's not super hard for me to pick up. I swing a golf club left-handed, so it's trying to find a balance and just.
So right now, Tristan, you a lefty.
I'm trying to be, yes.
You're okay. All right.
Outside of baseball, throwing.
Lefty. Got it. Okay. So now, tell me about the Rolly.
So I was in a meeting with my parents, and we're talking to this guy, and he has a Rolex on in the middle of the meeting. It's got a fluted bezel, and we're talking. I'm just looking at the Rolex, and my dad bought me a nice watch. He spent like a couple $100 on the watch, and I love the watch to death. But I'm like, dang, like I really want a Rolex. I've been in the show for like a year and some change. Like I want something that like I can spend some money on and feel like it's mine, and like it's like a nice little piece. And he's wearing the Rolex. I'm like, dang, I really want one. I sneak out, pull my phone out. I want a Rolex with a fluted bezel.
Mm-hmm. There you go, right there.
Put my phone away, sit in the meeting for like an hour, get out, and I check my phone, and my Twitter's like blowing up. I see Stro tweeted at me, "Oh, I'll get you a Rolex if you this, and this." And I'm like, that's nice in theory, but I mean, I guess we'll see. And I'm showing my parents, and they're like, all right, we'll go out and do it.
Did you think he was serious, or you thought he was just kind of talking?
I mean, I didn't think he would tweet it out if he wasn't serious, but then again, like, I didn't really believe him.
Right, okay.
But, I mean, in the back of my mind all year, I'm like, I got to do it just to
in case, yeah.
just to see.
Okay, all right.
And I had talked to him prior. We had like a couple interactions, but nothing like super serious.
Nothing to say, okay, you
nothing that was Rolex worthy in my
okay,
mind.
okay.
Nothing that was Rolex worthy. But then we got to, I think I had passed the 160 inning mark, or I was at like 155 or 156. And he texted me and was like, yeah, bro, the Rolex is on the way. Because I was clear under the ERA goal. And he was like, yeah, bro, the Rolex is on the way. Send me the text. He had the jeweler set up and literally just sent me a picture of the watch. And I was like, wow, this is real.
So what'd you do? What'd you do when you got it? Like, what was it? Did you just immediately put it on and you was hard? You was walking around like, can't nobody tell me nothing.
Well, the first thing I did was take a picture and send it to my parents.
Okay.
He came through.
You came through, so he came through. Stroh's that kind of dude, though.
Yeah, I mean,
as you know, obviously now.
Yeah, very. I mean, I was super thankful about it. I took a ton of pictures of it. I didn't wear it for probably like a week. I left it in the case, opened the case, and would just like wake up and look at it and be like, wow.
So were you thinking, where's the first place I'm going to wear this?
No, I mean,
where was the first place you wore it?
To the field. And then I was just like, I don't know.
Compliments on it?
A lot of guys didn't even notice immediately.
Yeah. And then we see each other every day, so it's hard to.
And then I started flexing a little bit. Like after that, after like the first day, I started going.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, why is it? I said, yeah, Stro got me a little Rolex.
You got to do what you got to do, man. So, and now you wear it every day?
Yeah.
And now it's just it's just a piece.
Yeah.
So when you pop out.
This is it. This is the piece.
When you go to the field, Rolly on.
Yeah.
Go to the grocery store.
Rolly on.
Rolly is on.
Yeah.
All places.
Phone, wallet, watch.
Rolly. Got it. Okay, so help me talk about changing the culture of baseball, because I know you've been doing your part. And can you kind of catch us up on all that you do in the community to help change the culture of baseball? Oh,
I mean, I think up here alone, I try to just.
This is a perfect place to do that exactly.
Yeah.
There's plenty around.
I think Cleveland fans love their city in terms of like they love their sports teams, and I see it a lot from just the love we get day in and day out, let alone like when we pitch in the playoffs and just the ton of fan support. But I felt like on my end, I could have been doing more to kind of give back to them. I feel like they give so much to us, being able to like share the game of baseball with the city in places that maybe don't get to see the game on a regular basis or whatever it may be. So, I mean, currently now, throughout the summer, every Friday when we have fireworks, I invite a group of 20 kids from the Boys and Girls Club to come to the game and just enjoy the fireworks, be able to be a part of the game.
You stay out there with them?
Yep. I'd be able to sit out there and just enjoy the fireworks because I think that's something that, like, me growing up, that's a fun thing to do. You go to a baseball game, you get a hot dog, you get a drink, you watch the team win, and then afterwards you get to watch fireworks. It's dope. And they put on a great fireworks show. So I think it's just an experience in that regard. So just being able to share that with people and be able to and spread that out.
Do you get to go to their games or their communities and watch their games or be a part of what they got going on in their areas instead of coming to the Guardians field?
A little bit of both. So, I mean, I think a lot of the guys on our team are involved in the RBI program, so we'll go there. I've been involved with Boys and Girls Club. I've done a baseball camp at the Boys and Girls Club of Cleveland up here. I think just being able to at me as someone that they see on TV as this great star baseball player, but knowing that, like, I come from humble beginnings, and that the game of baseball gave everything to me, and I'm trying to spread that wealth with everybody else and let them know that, like, you don't have to be LeBron James to be the next guy. You can give back in any way.
So let's start from those beginnings. So you from Jamaica?
So my family's from
Family's
Jamaica.
from Jamaica.
Born in New York and then raised in South Florida.
They speak patois?
Yeah.
Do you?
No. I mean, it's English.
No, it's not. It's patois.
It's broken English.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's only thing I know is wagwan.
What's up? Wagwan.
That's it. That's the only thing I know. Because I've gone to Jamaica a couple times, and I've asked them to speak patois a couple times, and I just
When they start speaking fast, it gets a little confusing.
it's gone. I don't understand nothing they're saying. So, but your family does.
Yeah, so my dad was born over there. He didn't move over here until he was in his teenage years. And my mom was born over here, but she used to go back there every year. So my grandma's got, like, a heavy accent.
Okay.
So a lot of my family members are from over there, yeah.
And is there baseball? Is there a lot of baseball there?
Not a ton.
Not much.
I mean, they play a lot of cricket. They play a lot of soccer. They run a lot of track.
But not baseball.
No, not really baseball.
So how did you get introduced to baseball?
So my dad moved here when he was a teenager. He moved to New York, and he was a huge Yankees fan. And he used to just watch all the games. So growing up, that's what we used to do. I used to sit on the couch, or we would sit together, and we would just watch baseball all the time.
Who was your guy?
I was a Derek Jeter fan.
Okay.
Big DJ fan.
And so you started playing baseball. He put a baseball in your hand, and you just kind of said, Dad, I want to play baseball.
So we moved down to Florida when I was young, and he wanted to get me into a sport and wanted to get me doing something, and I had always enjoyed baseball, so I started playing baseball. I played a little bit of basketball, like 7, 8, but I didn't like it. People were sweating and, like, rubbing up on me, and I like my space. I was tall, and they started to ask me, and I was like, nah, I'm okay.
So you didn't play any other sports?
All baseball.
Just baseball.
Yeah.
And so your pops, he didn't really play baseball, right?
No.
Who around you played baseball that helped you get to where you were now, get you where you are now?
I mean, it was really just me. I mean, my dad was my coach pretty much growing up.
And how did he learn to coach? Like, if he didn't know much about baseball, how did he learn?
He said, so what he tells me is when he watched baseball, you have these commentators who are ex-baseball players who really know the game.
Right.
He said he just paid attention. He used to, like, all the information that he gave to me was pretty much just regurgitated, kind of simplified to how he thought I would understand it, but giving me information straight from guys that he thought knew the game really well.
And obviously you had your other coaches that would help as well. So have you always been a pitcher?
I mean, I played other positions growing up, but I'd say I really started, like, pitching heavy at 14. But I mean, I was always on the infield in some capacity. I played short my freshman year, and then they moved me to first base because I was tall.
Could you hit? Not really.
I mean, I could hit a fastball. My
Really?
average in the show is 500.
How many? Wait.
1 for 2. 1 for 2. I only got 2 ABs.
In the show, as in like
In the big leagues.
In the game, on the game.
No. In the big leagues.
Oh, in real life. Okay, you man, I don't know about you. So, and then you play summer ball. You start getting. When did you start getting, like, looks from colleges?
I'd say I went to, like, my first college camp after my freshman summer, but I didn't really, like, gain steam until my junior summer going into my senior year. I didn't commit until, like, the month, like, July before my senior year.
And you committed to go to Vandy.
Yep.
What had you been to Nashville before?
So I committed like right after I went on my visit up there, like my unofficial visit.
And that
up
was
there.
your first time going to Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And what made you love Vandy?
I mean, it's a great city. Oh, you're a Tennessee guy, yeah.
I mean, that's my spot.
I mean, so for me, I visited other colleges. I tried to stay close to home. I went to some colleges close to home. I visited Miami, and it was nice. But there was just something about Nashville. It was for me far enough away from my parents to where I had some space.
Yep.
But also like they're coming off winning the national championship. So from a legacy and a great baseball school, and me wanting to be the best baseball player I could be, it was a spot for me. And then on top of that, it's a great university. And Nashville, the city, was just warm and inviting. I just loved everything about it.
So it was. And what other places had a chance outside of Vandy?
I talked to UVA for a little bit. I talked to Miami. I'd say those were honestly probably like my big three.
Did you go on your visits there too?
Yeah, I went to UVA.
And you had the most fun at the Vandy one?
So it wasn't like my official visit. It was unofficial. It was just me and my fam talking to the coaches.
Okay, got you.
I knew somebody that had gone to UVA, and I liked it, but it just didn't feel like the right setup. Not that I didn't like the coaches, but I wasn't really vibing with them with how, like, when I went to Nashville, everything just felt smooth and easy.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. They do it right there.
Yeah.
So and you got drafted. Was it hard saying no to college?
Yes. I mean,
especially with your folks being in the medical field.
Yeah. I mean,
so they probably push them. I mean, I'm not necessarily pushing for college, but college is probably the right way to go.
I mean, I think I was almost on the fence, almost for me leaning 60-40 to try and go to school. But my parents were like, "This is what you wanted. This is your opportunity." And I think at that point, I'm like, I can't turn my back on baseball at the next level if this is really what I want to do.
Right. And so you started your minor league career. How was the minor leagues for you?
I really enjoyed it. I think it was almost a year-by-year case for me in terms of, like, I started in rookie ball, and then I went to short season, and I went to low A, then high A. I was hurt the following year, but went to double A, and then I was hurt the whole year in 19, in the year that I was supposed to be in triple A and hopefully, like, make my debut. And then the next year was COVID, so it was kind of weird. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I enjoyed the time. I think the bus trips teach you a lot about, like, who you are as a person, being able to, like, live on your own, being able to, like, figure out what you're going to eat, calling my mom every day and be like, "Mom, like, I don't want to eat Chipotle again." Mm-hmm. She's like, "Well, you either need to learn to cook or you need to go back to Chipotle. You need to figure it out." So I think, like, for me, it caused me to grow up a lot. So understanding, like, what that does for a player and how it made me who I am today, I really enjoyed it.
What was the first thing you bought?
After I got drafted?
After you got drafted.
2007 BMW.
2007 BMW. Why, you didn't want to get a new one?
I didn't need a new one. I just wanted something that I told my parents when I got drafted, because I didn't drive in high school. I didn't get my license until I was like 18.
I thought what happened? You just, okay.
My mom used to drive me to school. I used to chill in the passenger seat.
Oh, okay, all right. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But I told them when I got drafted, I said, I don't care if it's new. I said, I'll take a Toyota Corolla S. I just need an aux cord and some Bluetooth. I just want to be able to listen to my music.
And you didn't want that in high school? Or you didn't care about it in high school?
I mean, it was a 15-minute drive to school, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do much outside of play video games and play baseball.
And I guess, I mean, I'm the opposite. I'm trying to get a car immediately. Me and my homeboys, though, we got the aux cord, we rode around, tried to talk to girls and all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's how the wife came into play,
True.
sneaking off, and we got, but it is what it is. So let's switch gears some more, man, bro. So you've been around a lot of legends. Miggy, for sure, I think he said something to you not too long ago. He was glad you're not going to pitch no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was glad about that. How is it getting to face some of these legends, people that you saw growing up, getting to talk to these people, learning from them? Like CeCe, you were with CeCe the other day, right? How is it getting recognition from them? Because they obviously see something in you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a little kid all the time when I'm around them. Like, it's just because I feel like it puts me back in that mindset of being like, I'm watching TV on the couch with my dad, and I'm watching Miguel Cabrera on TV, or I'm watching CeCe pitch. So for me, in that regard, it's really cool. And then I think on top of that, like, being able to compete against Mickey and like almost like going head to head and facing him is like another step and a milestone for me. And then being able to converse with him on the field and have him like almost talk smack to me, be like, "Oh, Flacco, you pitching today? No, okay, good."
Yeah.
And like it's like very fulfilling for me.
What about for your pops? Because he's watching it. He watched the Yankees, and even though he didn't just see the Yankees, he saw a lot of guys, and so now he's seeing these people come up and you're facing them. Like, is it cool for him too?
I think for me, more for him, like me just being in the big leagues is everything that he could ask for. Being able to watch me on TV, being able to like, I think through the minors you miss a lot of games. You miss being able to like be a part of it. I think him being able to like watch every game. I think he watches every game, or at least he watches the broadcast. He watches the opposing broadcast. He listens to the radio. He watches each game like 3-4 times.
Oh, okay. So does he tell you? Is he?
Oh yeah,
coaching you?
that's my. I mean, maybe not coaching. We have like discussions. It's more like, why'd you throw this pitch? Oh, I thought this, and this, or this was the plan. He goes, oh well, I thought you were going to do this, and I thought you were going to do this. It's almost the same conversation we used to have on the TV, like growing up. And be like, oh, like what do you think he's going to throw here 2-1? What do you think he's going to throw here 3-2?
So do you ever get mad? Not mad, but like, Dad, I know I shouldn't have thrown that pitch right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it ever that?
I wouldn't say mad, but sometimes, like, let's say I beat a guy with a heater, and I'm 0-2, and I go, I'm going to get fancy and throw a curveball, and I give up a homer or a double.
Yep.
He'll come back after and be like, what are you going on that curveball? I'll be like, oh, man. I can't even say anything back. I just got to let him have his thing.
So have you ever thrown the pitch and said, dang, that worked on the show? And then turn around and be like, I know my dad gonna say something about that later on, all while on the mound.
Yes. I've thrown a curveball and gotten it hit and been like, dang, that did not work like how I thought it was going to work, and be like, I'm going to hear that later.
And how does that make you feel? Like, is it like, oh, I'm not trying to hear it, or what is it?
No, it always comes from a place of love.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely is saying it from that. And so I bet your dad, he probably keeps a journal of stuff and says, you know what, I'm going to ask him about that, I'm going to ask him about that, I'm going to ask him about that.
He writes himself down for sure.
Good for him. And your mom does too? Does she not question you, but like ask you about?
Nah, my mom just asks how I'm feeling. Did I feel good on the day or did I feel bad? She knows.
She just leaves you alone.
Because she knows if I have a bad game, I don't want to hear all the details.
That's the difference in moms and dads.
Yeah.
So she's there. She's watching. They watch every start.
Yeah.
How often do they get to come?
They were just. I mean, a couple times a year. They like to come to a lot of the East Coast trips. They don't really like to fly a ton. They like to drive. So like when we're in Tampa or Baltimore, or I think next year if we go to Atlanta, when we're in Miami, that whole East Coast, they're gonna be there.
Okay, so tell me about some of your routines. Like when they come, we'll say when they're not there. When they're not there, you don't have anybody there. Tell me a routine that you got. You wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, or you sleep in late.
It depends on how I'm feeling. I think if I do go get breakfast, I like to go get me a nice bacon and egg, no cheese.
Okay, no cheese. Yep.
Bacon.
So
and
sometimes you like cheese, sometimes you don't.
It's like very specific. It's only on like Italian food if it's like baked. So like a baked ziti, a pizza. But like
I ain't going to eat with you.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we got to go somewhere specific for you.
We don't.
Your tummy hurting, man. Ain't nobody got time for all that. So tell me about the routine. You wake up in the morning.
I'll go get me some breakfast. I'll go get a bacon and egg on an everything bagel.
Yep.
And usually if we got to be at the field at like 1 or 2, I'll either hang out
on a start day for you.
On a start day? Nah, honestly, I like to get to the field decently early. I'll get there like
you hang out.
Yeah, I like to be in the clubhouse and be around the guys and like almost because on start days I'm ready for war.
Okay, so you don't talk.
No, I like to talk. I'm like bubbly energy, like I can't contain it.
Like anxiety.
Yeah.
But you get it out by talking, not by being quiet.
No. If I'm quiet, something's wrong.
Okay.
Usually the only time I'm quiet is like
probably got the bubble guts or something. I mean,
no. Honestly, I'm probably letting them know, like, yo, stay away. Stummy's acting up a little bit.
Okay, all right. But if not, you're talking, playing cards.
I'm shooting basketball. I'm playing
all on start day.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For me, I want the guys to know that like I'm here. I'm active. Like I'm a part of the team. Like I'm not just because it's my start day. I'm not hiding in the corner, focused on this. Like no, I'm still here. Like I want to let you guys know, like I'm ready for war, and it's not a different day for me.
Okay. So what time do you eat? Do you eat at a certain time?
No.
So everything
Usually on start days, I like struggle to eat. I like to eat early and then just chill for the rest of the day.
And then okay, so then you just kind of like eat some nuts or something, like
Yeah.
a snack to get you through.
Anybody in our clubhouse, especially if they have the camera on me and I have a cup in my hand, there's a snack in there. Chips, cereal,
On start days.
any day.
Any day. Any day.
Start days, I'm not eating.
You eat. Oh, you don't eat, but on non-start days you eat all day. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what time do you start going outside when you're starting to throw?
I'm a little out of practice, so I gotta think back.
Okay.
Usually, I mean, I'd say an hour before the game, an hour and a half before the game. But I'd say like for my prep routine, I'm starting that at 4:45 ish. I'm getting in the tubs, I'm relaxing a little bit. I get out, I might play a game of cards, kind of cool off, and then I go stretch, and then I'll come back. I try to like kind of space stuff out a little bit.
You don't have anything that you're like hard set on, like
I try not to
like you don't have any like real superstitions, but do you have things that okay, I got to do this though?
So I'd say outside of the field, no. When I'm in the lines, like I have a certain way that I run out to the mound every time. I have a certain way I walk off the mound. I put my glove in the same spot. So when I'm physically like playing, I have superstitions. But before then, I try not to take anything but with me. I try not to feel like maybe not what I'm eating, but like anything else affects my game.
Okay. So do you, when other guys are starting or when other guys are doing whatever, like do you go talk to them? Do you support, like how is it when other guys, and I'm asking from me right now, like when other guys are starting, because I seen Chris Sale, when on his start days, he would go get all the pitchers and go upstairs and go do something. I don't know. I was on the field, so I have no idea. Like, do you guys do that? Do you have any pitchers that do things like that? Like, or would you be there for them? I mean, obviously you would be there for them, but do you have things like that?
I don't think any of our guys have like...
It's like a little ritual that they would do, right?
I don't think anybody has like a super strict like ritual like that where they need anybody else involved. I think Bieber's probably like the strictest one. Like he goes very about his business. But I think it's more just a timing thing than anything. I don't think anybody has like a set food that they eat or anything like that.
How is it learning from Bieber? Because, he's been there, I guess, your whole career.
Yeah.
And he's been obviously dope his whole career, right?
Yeah.
How's it learning from him?
I mean, it's cool. I think we have kind of, he to me feels like an older brother, but we go back and forth in terms of just like communicating on what he feels on how he pitches. I think I try to learn from him a lot, just on how he executes, how he attacks guys, figure out like how he throws his slider to guys and like what's his thought process and how he goes about his business, because he's very good.
Do you have other guys that you lean on?
I think I try to pick from everybody, because I think everybody does certain stuff very well. So I love like Quantrill. I love his energy on the mound, and I think for me, consistently being able to ask him like, how do you almost get to that point where like the game feeds him, and then he gets to a certain point where like like, oh, nobody's touching him today. Or Bieber has this thing on the mound where like for me, I know when he's locked in, because he does this little like, I call it the horse trot. He looks like a thoroughbred. He starts to do this little like back and forth pace on the mound when he's almost like waiting for the hitter, like, oh, I'm ready. So I think there's like certain things that I'm like, oh, well, if that's what kind of gets him into his rhythm, or what does he do that kind of gets him into the flow of the game, and I'll try and almost steal that.
What about guys on other teams? Do you talk to guys like Stroh or C or Edwin Jackson or do
I mean, I try and I haven't really picked their brains a ton, but I try to watch how they attack guys, or more just I'd say like how they go about their business on and off the mound, or like how they act like in the dugout, or how they interact with their teammates and stuff like that.
That to you is more important than the actual throwing of the ball, is what you're saying?
I think for me, baseball is a team sport, and I think as much as I can affect the game by throwing the baseball, I think if I'm lights out, that's one thing.
Right.
But how many times am I going to be lights out?
Yeah, right.
So I think for me, being able to like affect the game in other ways, or let your team know that you're there. If I'm having an okay day and they can tell because my rhythm's off, or I'm not doing something proper, or I don't look myself, they can let me know. And I think it goes vice versa.
Is it a thing for pitchers because hitters, we go talk to each other, a lot.
Yeah.
And, we talk hitting a lot, and we talk, just the game a lot. Because hitting is hard.
Very.
Even though we're on separate teams, this and the other, we still talk. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing for pitchers?
Yeah, definitely. I think more though. When I talk to other guys, I talk pitch design, or I talk like thought process on like how they throw certain pitches or what they're thinking to get a ball to do one thing or another.
And have you heard some off the wall things?
Off the wall things.
Not off the wall. It's like, wow, that is a really roundabout way to throw a slider.
No, I try not to judge anybody's way of thinking because I think we're all different, and we all get to either the same place or a different place in like slightly different ways or in the same way.
Right. And so, have you ever tried learning? Let's say somebody gave you a new grip for your changeup or whatever. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Has it worked?
No.
Has not worked.
Has not worked. I've tried it.
Did you give it a fair chance for it to work though?
What's a fair chance?
Like threw it for a game?
No. I'm not throwing it in a game unless I trust it.
Okay. So it didn't even make it out of the bullpen.
No.
How you know if it's going to work?
Because I don't know.
You don't?
I don't. I don't want to find out, actually. I try to stick to my guns.
Okay. So, and pitching, as you were growing up, like who taught you all did you just learn how to grip the ball and all these things, or was it just kind of going out there messing around with the pops and all this type of things?
So
what was it?
Growing up, I was fastball, curveball, changeup.
Mm-hmm.
I threw all three of those up until I got to the show. I added a slider at the offseason of 2018. And I think like my changeup was really good up until I was probably like 15. And then my velo started to tick up a little bit, and my changeup got bad. Mm-hmm. And since then, it like hasn't been good.
Do you use those same grips from being a kid?
Same fastball, same curveball. I changed my curveball a little bit. I was like on the two seam, and now I'm like a little higher, but same thought process.
Same everything.
Yeah.
Good for you, bro. Good for you. Well, it's super dope to finally get to meet you because we hadn't gotten to meet.
No, I'm not gonna lie. We went out to LA last year. I think it was last year.
I don't remember.
We were out there for Father's Day, and you weren't in the lineup. I was like, dang, I didn't even get to see Mookie. I didn't see you out on the field.
Yeah, my ribs, I think, was broke, cracked.
Yeah, so I don't even know if you were there. So we missed you there.
I was definitely there, but I was probably getting some rehab done and chilling. Probably taking me a nap or something. Yeah. But yeah, it's finally good to get to really meet you, bro. So, all right, so we got, there's this game that I think you enjoy. You name things, right? You just name random things.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you, is that what you do? Like, do you name your shoes or name your hat, name your car? Now
yes.
that you got a car.
Yes.
Right? Name your car. What is the name of your car?
Stella.
Stella. Why did we come up with Stella? How did we come up with Stella?
How did we come up with Stella? So my original one, the black one, her name was Monica. I don't know how I came up with the name.
Okay.
My new one, I got a white one. Her name is Stella. She's like bright like a star. Star in Spanish is Estrella, and then I went with Stella.
Okay. All right. So do you name your hats? Do you name shoes? What is it? Like, these have got to be big things that are nameable?
More personal items. So like my chain, her name is Jackie.
How we come up with Jackie? Where did Jackie come from?
So 2-4 flipped is 42. I was a 42nd overall pick in the draft. Jackie.
Okay. All right. So what's the Rolly's name?
Artemis.
Artemis?
Yeah.
Artemis. That's like a Greek god.
Yes.
Okay. So what?
Color scheme. I don't know.
Silver.
Yeah.
So if it's silver, it's Artemis.
No, my bag's name is Griselda.
Huh?
Griselda.
Griselda. How you Griselda? How you say it?
Griselda.
Oh, that's a Jamaican patois coming up. Yeah, okay.
So
how did Griselda come into play?
Gray in Spanish is gris, and then I just
Elda.
It's a name.
Okay.
Great bag.
So
I named some of my gloves because they mean a lot to me. But outside of that,
name some of your gloves. So let me hear the glove that means the most to you.
The glove that I got from the Perfect Game All-American game was a black Rawlings with like some camel lacing. His name was Ace. But I used that my whole senior year and then like probably my first 2 years in the minors. But now he's set up at home. He's got his own little corner.
Do people know that you name your gloves Ace?
My family. I try not to tell everybody, but I guess it's public
It's out there
knowledge
now.
now. I haven't named my current glove.
But when you do, like, nobody in the clubhouse will know the name. Who do you tell? Like, why do you name it if you're not going to tell somebody, hey, can you run and grab Ace for me, or can you run and grab Griselda?
I mean, I would do it. So right now, I don't know. Actually, I think it's more for me. Like, if it means a lot to me and it's something that I feel like I'm going to use every day, I'll name it. And I think it's kind of a cool name. Like my glove. So last year I had an all red glove. I called it Ruby.
Yeah, the obvious.
Yeah, something simple that fits whatever it is, so that people know.
You didn't really try that hard on Ruby.
No.
You just gave that. You gave up on Ruby, dog. You got to give Ruby a better name. Just
You
because she's
think?
all red.
I mean, she's a gem.
I don't know. I guess.
I used to throw gems with her.
I guess.
Ruby.
I feel like you didn't really think about it. You just.
I mean, sometimes it's just that easy. Sometimes it takes a little more thought process, but sometimes it's
Okay. All right. I mean, you do what you got to do. They your gloves. You know what I'm saying? they your gloves. So I want to ask you this, bro. Because for the people out there that don't know, there's a responsibility as a black player in the MLB that we have. And, you know, it's kind of to give back to our communities, just to be that light that some people may not have, you know, and so how is it, how do you deal with that? Like, what do you do to help you understand that you have this responsibility, and how do you take action to it?
I mean, I take a lot of pride in just being a black baseball player, knowing that there's not a ton of us out there at the major league level. And I think, for me, representation is huge. I think when you look at a CC Sabathia, or I named Jackie Robinson, I think he's just a major part of my identity as a black baseball player, knowing that all that he had to go through just for me to be able to be in this situation, and understanding that I almost take that same responsibility for those that come after me, because they're looking at me, they're looking at everything I do, how I go about my business on the field, how I go about my business off the field. So just trying to be a role model for them in that regard, and understanding that they're looking at me regardless of pretty much in every way.
Mm-hmm. And so even when you don't pitch well and you see your fans and the supporters, like, how do you know what, I didn't separate two? Because it's hard. It's hard to know, like, dang, I didn't play well, but in the stands, bro, you got 100 little kids that love you and adore you, and you need to go say hi to them no matter how how do you separate the two?
I think for me, I have to separate, like, the competitive nature in myself from the game of baseball from a fan's perspective. Mm-hmm. They're seeing the team and they're seeing me as this athlete who goes out there and competes, but win or lose, I'm still that athlete.
Right.
For me, win or lose, I'm either a winner or a loser in some regards, and sometimes that's not easy to deal with. But understanding that the kid didn't see me as a winner or loser, he just saw me as a Major League Baseball player.
Right.
He just saw me as a guy that was out on the field playing.
Right. And so you do understand that you have a long time with this too, right? You got to strap it on, be ready.
Hopefully.
Because it's going to be hard to do, especially, you know, I'm going to be with you for a long time. We're going to change the culture, right? But, you know, we got to make sure we do our part and, like you said, helping the communities and always being there no matter what, always being accountable no matter how good, bad, whatever happens. And so I just wanted to make sure you know that, you know, I know you got your head on straight.
I appreciate
You're
that.
a doctor and everything. So, you know, you think you smart. So you play the Immaculate Grid, right? So that means yes. Can we pull it up, please?
I got Tito's help the other day, and he gave me like a point zero.
Yeah, he's a dictionary when it comes to baseball. That's not fair. Can we please pull up the Immaculate Grid? Because it's going to take us a while to do this. I'm terrible at them.
No, I can give you one.
That's Jose Abreu. The first one is Jose Abreu.
Easy. But that's gonna be a big number though. Are we just doing it to do it? Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
absolutely. I haven't filled one out. So I'm trying to get all of them with above 50%.
Jim Thome for Sox, 500 career homers.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Cleveland legend.
Okay.
You see, he's got the hat on.
I know, right? What about played for the White Sox and the Angels?
But I'm not gonna lie, you're on your own from here on out. I told you I got one square.
You don't know any of them?
I got nothing.
Golly. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch a lot of baseball growing up. I played.
You
I like
play baseball.
like I used to watch
You know this one though.
Angels.
Angels with 40 homers. There's one right now.
Shohei Ohtani.
There you go. I don't know who Oriole with 500 homers.
I'm Houston 40 plus. That should be decent.
Houston. Who?
Dang, this might be the worst matchup for
I'm telling you, I'm
Grid.
terrible at them. I'm horrible at them. I am horrible at these things. I don't even know who played for the Orioles and the Angels. Orioles and the Angels. Yeah, you're no help
I'm telling you.
at all. 40 home run season and 500 homers. I mean, I don't even know all the people. I guess David Ortiz. Who's hit a 40 home run season and has 500 homers.
Nice. 3%er. That's a good one.
Well, hello, see? We're going for the low percentage, the low percents now.
And
We
honestly,
can't get none of them.
So I'm usually better at like the 500 career homers or like the 40 years, 30 years, but like the teams, I'm terrible. Because I don't know.
Well, come on with the 40 home run at the Houston then.
Oh.
500 homers that play for the Orioles? That's what I don't know.
Do you want to know it? Eddie Murray?
I said it in my head, too. Oh, my bad, Eddie. Man, I said that. Man. We got 4 guesses. Houston and 40 homers. I just don't know.
I'm gonna try for the teams now. Because I'm giving up. I'm drawing a blank.
What's coming up?
Angels and Sox.
Oh, Yordan. Did Yordan ever hit 40 homers? Yordan Alvarez?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Want to try it?
I feel like he made it. Yeah, let's try it and see. No, he never did hit 40 homers, huh? Shaking my head. I don't know who played for the Orioles and the Angels.
I hope nobody's judging me for this either, because I'm bad.
Oh, yeah, we're getting judged, so you might as well embrace it. I don't know that I want to. Yeah, you want to give up? I don't think I know any more of them. Can we know some of them? Trey Mancini, I guess.
Oh, I should have got Giolito.
Play for, huh? Jeff Bagwell never.
Oh. And Trumbo.
Trumbo played for. Yeah, he did play for both. And Giolito is. He's on the what you call it now, huh? I forgot all about that.
I should have got Giolito. Gio, you don't know me, but I'm sorry.
Dang. Frank Thomas? Yeah, shaking my head. Well, we got some fan questions now. First question. Who's better at Mario Kart? You or J-Ram?
Jose. He's
Eco.
He'll purposely fall into 8th in the second lap just to get a lightning and then like a star. And then you'll get blown by and you'll be like, what are you doing? Like, he'll be in first, slow down, go to the side, let you pass him, and then come back out and then still beat you.
So there's an art to being really good at, I mean, I'm sure there's an art to being good at everything, right? But
I think if they had time trials on the one that we have in the clubhouse, he would set the records.
is it because he gets the stars all the time, or does he know the shortcuts, or what?
So really and truly, we play this one cup over and over and over, and I don't think I've ever beat him. I think I've won a couple of races,
Yeah,
but in the full cup,
Never.
Like, I get dusted every time.
Jose Ramirez is good at. Okay. All right. So let me ask you, who do you mostly play with when you're playing the show?
I like to play online a lot. And if I'm not playing online,
No, like who? What team?
oh, guards.
Oh, you play.
I like to pitch for myself or pitch with Bieber. And if it's not that, Atlanta, or I like to use Shohei.
Use Shohei, huh? Not the Angels, just
No,
Shohei.
just Shohei.
Okay. So that's how Cody is. He just said use Shohei. Okay, so let me ask this, bro, because obviously we know what happened a week or so ago. Or can we joke about it now? Do you guys joke about it? Is it something that's left alone?
Jose doesn't like it.
He doesn't like joking about it?
He doesn't like it at all. He didn't want to be in that situation. It happened.
Yeah, he didn't want to, but I mean...
I think so. The Tigers were here, and
Yeah.
we honored Miggy because he's retiring this year. We gave him a nice guitar, and Jose's holding the guitar, and he goes to give him the guitar, and Miggy like does this little like square up with him, and Jose's just like I want no parts.
Oh, so he didn't even like the joke.
He don't
so
like
you
it.
can't joke with him, man. Gosh.
Look, he goes, oh yeah, get a hug, and then he goes, haha. And Jose's like, no, I want no parts. Immediately.
Okay,
Immediately.
he didn't like it. So Jose, he didn't want none of that. I mean, obviously, didn't anybody want that to happen? But
Yeah.
So don't joke with it.
No, he's like super non-confrontational, and he doesn't want it like being brought up over and over. Like he's like, it happened. It is what it is. It's behind me. I don't want no parts.
Okay, all right. Well, it is. I won't joke with him. I won't joke with him then. So, anyways, bro, thanks for coming on, man.
I'm sick. We didn't talk no Apex.
Yeah, Apex. See, this is the problem. I got 2 kids. And now that the second kid is alive and doing well, it's hard for me to get on the video game and be a dad and try and get my golf swing right and get my bowling game right, and do podcasts. It's a lot. It's a lot.
As an Uber athlete.
Yeah, I try.
How many sports did you play growing up?
4. Yeah, I played 4, and I played all of them until I couldn't play anymore. So, so I try and do all that.
Juggling a lot.
Yeah,
Used to it, but
it's a lot.
Still tough.
The kids is what
Throws
throws
it
the
off.
wrinkle and everything. So,
Okay.
you can wait if you
Don't worry.
playing video games.
I'm gonna be on for a while.
Okay. Well, you know what? We got Tristan McKenzie here. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm super excited to when you have kids. I'm curious to hear their names, bro. So shout out to your kids, your future kids. Anyways, thanks for coming on here, and we'll catch you guys later on.